next? Okay, so we're doing leads, and then we're going to talk about open for questions, and then I think we're going to be done. And when there's a cornhole out there, foosball tables, so don't lose us yet. This last part is important. Come on, Mom.
Oh, I was trying to play.
She's ready to play. She's done with
I'm
this.
up here working.
The last important topic we are going to go over, because today we have authorized all of you to go sell as much insurance as you want. There is no limit to what you can do. You can sell as much as you want. But you're welcome if you didn't already know that. But now we're going to try to just, now that we've got you everything that you need for in-home, all that stuff, phone script, now you need resources. And we just want to talk about kind of both of our experiences with leads, where you can get leads from, and then what your lead investment should look like. So I'll let you kind of talk about what I'll tell you my side first. So when I first came into, because it kind of relates with hers. When I first came into the business 5 years ago, I did not have a huge book of business that I came in with. Some agents come to us with a book of business and they can work that, but some of us don't have that. And any of my friends and family that I could have sold to, guess who already sold to them? She did.
99.9% of people don't come into the business with a book of business.
Right. And so when I first came in, it wasn't like, there was no other option for me but leads. Okay. And when I first came into the business, at the time, I didn't have really the funds to go and purchase a whole bunch of leads. So at the time, what I did was I picked up a little side job delivering barbecue over for Red River Cantina. Yay. And I did that just on the side as I wanted to make a little bit of extra cash, and I'd take that money and I'd put it back into leads. And eventually, when it got to the point where that job made no sense and I was going to make more money going and seeing a customer, I stopped doing that and I did this. So now 5 years later, I've increased my lead bills over time every week, not every week, just over time. I've increased it weekly what it is today, but I wish I would have invested more sooner so that it wouldn't have taken as long for me to start issuing more business. So I'll kind of talk about the progression, and then what she's going to do is kind of go through how to make more off of your leads, because if you don't know, she's the referral queen and the whole, and I don't know anybody else who's as good as referrals as she is. So she's taken the leads from the last 13 years and now she's created this huge book of business that she only works from now, but she started with leads just like the rest of us. So
Exactly. And you do need leads, and leads are a source of, it's like an ATM. This is a cash machine. It's an ATM. Megan's going to show you how that works with real dollars here in just a minute. But when she got started, I didn't pay for her leads. I said, if you want leads, go pay for them. Get your business going. And that's the truth. And at the time, that's the way things worked. People ask me, you didn't give her everything? No, I didn't give her anything. And it made her a better agent. And I feel like we all need to be responsible for our leads, because that's what makes us work harder, because we have value placed into them because we put money into them. And everybody in any business that you're in, you're going to have costs. I don't mean to get off on that tangent. That's just
that's just something you understand as a business owner.
Yeah. But from now, what I want you to realize is, for many years, I didn't understand the value of referrals either, until I really just said, no, I'm going to put a stake in the ground, and this is the way it's going to be. And it was just a decision. It was just a decision on my part that said, no, you know what? all of your customers have insurance, and they all have families that need insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And why the heck aren't you asking about it? And why aren't you helping them? Because if you think about how many times you go in a home and talk to the family, and everyone in that family has dealt with a situation that they didn't want to be in, with a family member that lost their life, with a GoFundMe account, with coming out of pocket for money for a funeral they didn't expect to have to go through. And what you do when you ask for referrals is you're helping that person not go through that situation again. That's what you're doing. You're preventing that. And when they like you and they know that you're there for them, it's easy to get referrals.
Mm-hmm.
And with that,
so I'm just going to give you some examples real quick of what it looks like for a lead investment. We're not going to manage you on this. This is something that individually you decide what you want to put up, but I'm just going to give you 2 examples of what it looks like. So one of our lead vendors, and we use multiple lead vendors, so there's no right place or somewhere to get leads. It's just wherever you end up getting the leads are the best leads, because those are what you have in front of you, right? So I'm going to use the example from a company called MailPro. Some of their leads are $8 leads, so they're pretty inexpensive. And I'm going to give you that example. So they're $8. Let's say that we invest this week $1,000 into MailPro. Okay, $1,000 lead investment. That is going to get you 125 leads, and y'all keep up with me. You can pull out your calculator to double check my math. That's 125 leads that you're going to get for $8 a piece. Okay, they're internet leads. Let's just say that you're brand new and you only close 8% of those leads. Okay, how many sales is that? 125 times 8%. It's 10, right? Who got the calculator out? Come on. Make sure my numbers are right. Is it 10? Okay. So 10 sales, and let's just say, because the national average for one policy is going to be $1,000 annualized premium. Let's say your average is a little bit lower, so I'm trying to keep numbers very conservative here, okay? So your average annualized premium is $800 for that customer. 10 sales times $800 annualized premium equals $8,000 in annualized premium for that week off of this $1,000 lead investment. Now, this is only 8% that you're closing, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be very realistic with the numbers. I'm going to take a contract. So we got to consider your contract level. We've got to consider the product factor. Every product pays a little bit different, but the average is pretty high. And then the 75% advance that the insurance company is going to pay you on the front end, okay? So let's say your contract level is 80%. The product are factors that are 100%, okay? And your advance is 75%. Multiply that by the 8,000. You've made $3,840 off of that $1,000 lead investment. So let's take that out. And that's $2,840 that you netted from that $1,000 lead investment. Keep in mind, I'm trying to be very conservative. This is only 8% that you're closing. The hope is that you close a lot more than this. Okay, but I'm just, and I'm keeping the numbers simple down here. So let's do the same exact thing for $200 investment. Okay, that equals, still at $8 a lead, that equals 25 leads. You close 8%. That equals 2 sales. Average AP is $800 for you. That's $1,600 annualized premium. And then you do the same thing. So times it by the 80, and the 75% advance. What you get today off of that, you get the back end for, I don't want to confuse new people, this is advanced, but you get the back end money later, as long as they keep their policy for a full year. But that's $768 minus your $200 investment. You've netted $568. Which one would you rather do? This is going to be the slower game to get you more. So keeping every single number very conservative. 8% you close. This is way lower than the average AP national average, so this is lower than what it should be. And this is just all conservative. So if you could choose, that's why I said just a few minutes ago, if I would have made anything different in the beginning, I would have invested more sooner. So my return would have been higher faster. I feel like I would be a lot further in my career as an insurance professional if I would have done that sooner. But fear and all these things will creep into you. That's a lot of money. Well, yeah. But guess what? It's going to put a fire under your butt and you're going to go to work because you just spent $1,000 this week. What's the worst case scenario? You do close 8% and you make $2,800 this week? I just encourage you to not be scared of that. Scared money don't make money. And there's been a lot of people who have told me this and spoke it to me over the years that I saw this and I didn't listen quick enough. So I just wanted to kind of share that example with you. There are many ways that you can get leads. Like I said, Mail Pro is just one of them. Those leads are $8. There's instant internet leads that are about to come out that are going to be $11 a piece. There is direct mail leads that are a lot more expensive. They range anywhere from $30 to $60 a lead. Sometimes they're a couple of cents if they're way older. So I just want you to don't worry about all the different where you can get them. I just want you to think about what can I invest this week? And I want you to get on the phone with somebody at the lead team and say, put together a portfolio for me of leads that are 50 miles or 25-mile radius around this zip code. And they will go and they will search for the best leads out of all of our vendors that we use and come up with a plan that you can spend X amount of money to get X amount of leads for. But you have to go through them. They're the masters. We have a whole lead team at our corporate office that are masters at going and finding these leads. So utilize that. Well, if you're on my team, just let me know and I'll get you in contact directly with the lead team. Ashland, I've been told that they will put together something for you. But if you want to go and make an appointment on your own, go to lpt.simplybook.me. Yes, but if you do know what you want to, if you do know that you want to get on their calendar, yeah. If you do go to the lpt.simplybook.me and you don't reference that you're a part of the Alleman or Yeakey team or whoever team you're a part of, just reference that you are, and it'll all be good. But the main thing is that you figure out what your number is, and if you're a little bit uncomfortable with it, that's a good thing. There's never been a time, no matter how much money I had in my bank account, that increasing my lead investment felt safe or comfortable, right? It was safe because I knew I was going to go to work, but it didn't ever feel 100% comfortable no matter what I had in my bank account. I just want you to know that. So if it feels a little queasy, that's a good thing. All right. Any questions on leads? Jonathan's question was, if I spend $1,000 on leads, how many dials should I make? So it depends on how many leads you have. This is just the Mail Pro example, but this is 125 leads. You can dial each lead 3 times back to back. And a lot of times, not you can, you will dial each lead 3 times back to back until they answer the phone. But a lot of times each lead sometimes has 2 or 3 phone numbers on it. So you can call, you could end up making, you're 100% going to at least make 125 times 3, which is 375 dials just off of those leads. Okay. If there's multiple phone numbers on each lead, then of course you would multiply that by how many numbers are on the lead. A lot of times there's at least 1 or 2. Did that answer your question? And if the lead doesn't answer this week, guess who you're calling next week? If the lead doesn't answer that next week, guess who you're driving by? Everything works a little bit. I cannot stress that enough. The people that are not average producers, they call their leads until they exhaust them. Marty Doge says he'll call them until they buy or they die. Because all a lead is an opportunity for a conversation, and you are the one who's responsible for getting that conversation. They've already told you they're interested. You just got to get the conversation. And sometimes that does mean driving to their house, knocking on their door, saying, "Hey, tried to reach you. I'll be back out here tomorrow. What time is good for you?" You know. Any other questions online? No. All right.